Well, there's a debate, like alcohol and actual cigarettes. I think there's so much weight on the cannabis, but you don't see the people using cannabis, consuming cannabis, making trouble. You much more see the people who's consuming alcohol making trouble. Because if I would be to consume cannabis, I'd be just in my home, smoke my cigarette, and just relax on the couch, and maybe watch something funny. But if you consume alcohol, for example, just go drunk and smash something, which is a bit different. Now I think this can be a full debate on this kind of thing. From a medical perspective, I mean, we do put morphine and other heavy stuff on people. So sugar, for example, we consume so much sugar, and I think UK these days is the first country in Europe, it's still in Europe, with diabetes type 2, which is about 2 million people, 2 or 4 million people. I just seen yesterday or the other day, and we've paying some billions pounds a year for this one. So if it needed like a medical thing, I should say yes. If just for recreative purposes, I say yes. Why not? You can pay taxes for that and more money for the diabetic thing. Yeah.
Right. Good.
Yes. The simple reason, I have taken cannabis once. Now I had it. I didn't smoke it because I've never smoked. I had it in a sponge, and the high it never impressed me. But when a person's ill, and they have that oil to make them better, or give them a decent life and what have you, fair enough. Go ahead. And also with it as well, this town, our hospital has tested cannabis. And I can never remember now what the they had, the results they had. Yeah.
Do you see that it is like a positive thing? Is there any bad points to come out of legalising cannabis?
Well, cannabis, yeah, getting into the wrong hands.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think there's two different sides to the story. First off, we've got cannabinoids and cannabis. Now, there's a hell of a lot of different strains of cannabis, so it depends on what sort of strength you're looking at. But actually, if these things are going to help heal people, and they don't have any psychoactive sort of ingredients in them, and they're not going to send them off their heads, and then the other thing is, like, people are saying it's going to lead to heroin addiction. I'm an alcoholic. I understand what addiction is. I totally get it, but it doesn't take you from cannabis to cocaine to LSD and MDMA, and then off to La La Land with heroin and crack. I mean, that doesn't happen. It's a choice, and essentially when we're looking at legalising cannabis, they're not actually looking at that. What they're looking at is legalising the drug itself as a controlled substance, and that's going towards people that need it, like that poor little boy with epilepsy that went through Heathrow Airport and unfortunately had it all taken off him.
So do you think if they change the law, like they're talking about doing,
they need to do that?
There could only be one beneficial.
Let's look at places like Amsterdam. Loads of drugs going on there. People go there to go and get stoned, all right? People go there to go and have fun with their mates for a weekend or whatever, and there's no crime. Then we look at places like Sweden, or there's different countries in the EU that are actually, well, EU, let's not even go there, but there's different countries that have started making safe places for people to go and take that drug. And they're slowly weaning people off these. I mean, it's not a blight on our society. If you legalised it, you'd be able to regulate it, you'd be able to tax it, just like they do for cigarettes and alcohol.
Well, I know a lot of people that smoke it, but I don't see no harm in it. If it helps the people to keep it off the street, I don't see a crime with it.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I think it's completely crazy that, cannabis is medicinally kind of so effective and has so many uses, and that we make a big difference between something like cannabis and drinking. I mean, I think that skunk is very dangerous, and I've seen people have psychotic episodes because of skunk. But I think if we could control the kind of cannabis that was sold, then what's the difference between having that and a drink?
Again, we don't want to see it being flogged off at massive prices, but they can tax it and make more money out of people who ain't got no money who need that, because it's got medicinal properties. It's been known for hundreds of years. Lots of different people all over the world have used its properties. It's a healing thing. It's got thousands of uses, hemp. You can make a car out of it. I mean, yeah, it should be. It's time. It's old thinking, all this drug thing, he's bad, he's on drugs. Let's look at him and make us, look, how horrible and dirty. Well, people they have to learn, and some people go down the wrong path. They've got to help them, and if they want help, you can help them, but if they don't, you can't. I mean, that's it, really. Don't chastise people for making bad decisions.
So do you think our drugs policies in this country are all wrong?
All outdated and draconian and, yeah, completely wrong, completely off.
I do. There's so much you can do with hemp and cannabis. We've seen the story of that kid using medical cannabis to treat epilepsy. It can be used for so many things, and if we legalise cannabis, we can also grow our hemp trade. Hemp can be used to make fabric, plastics, ropes, more medicines and cosmetics and things as well. So not only will it benefit medically to have cannabis, but hemp as well, just more hemp products. It's a very sustainable crop.
Yeah, I think what it is information. If people know what drugs are and what they do, they won't choose to take them. And making legal highs that are more destructive than the ones that are illegal. Look what's happening, it's causing more trouble. And the amount of people in prisons for cannabis, it's ridiculous. It's just a weed. It's what about the real criminals? Where are they? They're off being criminals. While all the prisons are full of people smoking cannabis.
Looking at the facts, where you see that alcohol and tobacco, they've been so harmful. Everybody knows that they're harmful. Everybody knows that, I don't know the statistics, but alcohol kills so many people, liver disease, lung cancer, so dangerous. And cannabis doesn't seem to have killed anybody. And where you see countries like Portugal, where they've decriminalised all drugs, and instead they're treating addiction not as a crime but as a illness, like it should be, giving people the help they need rather than criminalising them. Their crime rates have plummeted, violent crimes plummeted, and the supply and demand, the supply lines, it's all much more legitimate, and it's just a lot safer for everyone, I think.
It's the way forward. I mean, people that smoke cannabis aren't criminals, and I'd say alcohol is the biggest damage to anybody. And that's quite legal. So no.
Oh, that's a big thing with me. I think it's horrible. I have worked with addiction. I know a lot about cannabis, and I know the dangers. I've spoken to a lot of drug addicts who start out on it, and my views are very strongly, very, very strongly against it. I approached a drug dealer on the street the other day. Just walked straight up to him and said, "You're dealing, aren't you?" And he was selling cannabis to 2 little kids. And he was sort of, ooh. And I just told him he was scum, and then I walked away.
I'm very much for it, for medicinal uses. Obviously, people use it anyway, regardless of it being legal or illegal. I think it should be legalised for people because it has been proven in other countries that it works for cancer, Alzheimer's, different diseases. Give it a chance.
Because there's been an issue recently about the medical use of cannabis, and you feel desperately sorry and for parents who have children who would benefit from the use of cannabis. It's a little bit like things that are people are banned, almost like have an appeal, don't they? So cannabis, possibly not banned, yeah.
It's been used in history thousands of times for medicine and stuff like that. It's just because it had a bit of a negative stereotype that it's become banned. So if you do use it for a medical reason, I think, and it does help save lives, then I think that should be available to people.
I think if it was really legalised, I'd like to see it regulated. But the sort of approach that they've taken in the Netherlands seems to me to work quite well, where it is technically illegal, but it's managed